If your child finds crayons, scissors, getting dressed, or other small hand tasks tricky, you don't need complicated exercises or expensive equipment to give those little hands more practice. In this video, I'll show you 7 simple fine motor activities you can adapt at home using everyday materials. They're easy to set up, playful, and simple to adjust as your child's skills grow. Before we start, a quick safety note. Always choose materials that are appropriate for your child's age and development. If your child still puts objects in their mouth, avoid small, loose pieces and use larger alternatives instead. And always supervise activities involving small objects, scissors, or water. Fine motor skills are the small, controlled movements children make with their hands and fingers. They're involved in everyday activities like drawing, using scissors, handling utensils, getting dressed, and manipulating objects. And for young children, one of the easiest ways to give those movements more practice is through play. You don't need to turn every activity into a lesson. Simple hands-on play already creates lots of opportunities to practice. Number 1. Threading and lacing. For children who are ready to safely handle loose pieces, try large beads with a thick cord, large pasta tubes, or another age-appropriate threading activity. Your child has to pick up the piece, line it up with the cord, and guide it through the opening. Start with large pieces and a thick cord so the activity is easier to manage. As your child becomes more comfortable, you can gradually make the challenge a little more precise. For younger children, especially children who still put objects in their mouth, skip loose beads and small pasta completely. Instead, use a large lacing toy or another activity without small detachable pieces. Number 2. Play-dough. Instead of only letting your child squish it around, try giving them a few simple challenges. Roll a long snake. Make little balls. Pinch around the edges. Poke holes using individual fingers, or flatten the dough using both hands. Each variation gives the fingers and hands a slightly different movement to practice. And because it still feels like play, there's no need to make the activity look like formal exercise. Number 3. Simple scissor practice. You don't have to start with complicated cutting worksheets. Begin with something that gives your child an easy result. Try making single snips in narrow strips of paper or cardstock. Once opening and closing the scissors becomes easier to control, move toward thick, straight lines. Then try curves, zigzags, and eventually simple shapes. Use child-appropriate scissors. Keep the activity within your child's ability level and always supervise cutting practice. Number 4. Squeezing and pinching activities. For older children who can safely use them, large sturdy clothespins can make a very simple fine motor game. Clip them around the edge of a cardboard box. Use them to match colors, or pretend you're hanging tiny clothes on a washing line. Opening and closing the clothespin gives the fingers repeated opportunities to squeeze, release, and control an object. For younger children, choose a larger alternative without small detachable parts. A sponge works well. Your child can squeeze it with one hand, both hands, or use it during water play. The activity can change. The important part is giving the hand something safe to squeeze and control. Number 5. Puzzles. For younger children, start with large puzzle pieces that are easy to grab. Knob puzzles can also make pieces easier to handle. Picking up a piece, turning it, lining it up, and carefully placing it into the right spot gives your child another opportunity to practice controlled hand movements. The goal isn't to finish the puzzle as quickly as possible. Choose something that feels interesting and manageable instead of turning it into a test. Number 6. Drawing and coloring. This doesn't need to look like handwriting practice. For younger children, start with chunky crayons or markers and give them plenty of room to move. Try big vertical lines, horizontal lines, large circles, curves, zigzags, or simply let your child make their own marks. As control develops, you can gradually introduce smaller movements and smaller spaces. There's no need to rush toward perfect pencil grip, perfect lines, or perfect pictures. Number 7. Add simple tools to water play. Give your child a large sponge to squeeze. Use cups to move water from one container to another. Try pouring slowly into a larger container. These simple actions involve holding, squeezing, releasing, pouring, and often coordinating both hands. You don't need a complicated sensory setup. A small amount of water and a couple of simple tools are enough. Expect a little mess, keep the setup manageable, and always closely supervise young children around water. You don't need to do all 7 activities in one day, or even in 1 week. Pick one your child already enjoys and make it slightly more challenging. Start with larger objects and bigger movements before asking for more precision. Keep practice short, and if an activity starts becoming frustrating, make the task easier rather than pushing for a perfect result. Fine motor skills develop gradually. Ordinary play gives children lots of opportunities to practice these movements over time. You don't need complicated activities or special materials to support fine motor development. Simple, everyday play gives your child plenty of opportunities to practice these small hand movements over time. So keep it simple, keep it playful, and focus on progress rather than perfection. If you enjoyed this video, check out the other practical activity ideas on the channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple ways to support your child's development through everyday play.